Hello, welcome to the Memory Police book review. I am August and this is The Worn Spines. I'll be talking about The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. The original in Japanese was published in 1994. The version I read was published in 2019 and was translated by Stephen Synder. The book talks about authoritarianism and the ever-watchful eye, but also about love for objects and the power of memory and how people work together. The book is narrated by the MC, an unnamed woman. She lives on an island in Japan. This town experiences these disappearances. Objects that were meaningful, useful, and overall seen as normal everyday objects are forgotten, lost to the wind. The functions and properties and other objects lost to the vast majority of the people. This happens throughout the book, and the MC copes with it. This is the spoiler-free part, and honestly it was an amazing book. 4.0 out of 5 probably, but as a recommendation it's probably closer to 3.5 out of 5. The book is tremendous but heavy at the same time. There's this constant dread in the background. When something disappears, will it disappear in this chapter? What will it be? The first stage of the book, a bird disappears. It is devastating to the MC, as her father was a scientist that studied birds. The memory police comes to the house many years after the disappearance to seize the books that are about birds. They trash her father's study room and put all of the books in a trash bag to dispose of them. The memory police almost seems to know where the books are, almost like this malevolent force. Diving deeper into the story, I'm gonna go into the more spoiler section. So if you don't want to be spoiled, read the book, come back. There's a later section in this video that talks about what happens without spoiling it. Let's put it that way. Okay, are you ready? Alright. The MC has an editor called R, just the letter. They do not really have a deep relationship at the start of the book, merely colleagues that work together, as she is an author and he is an editor for the residents of the island. The MC learns that R cannot forget things like she and many others do. This sends her into an existential reflection of how she sees objects and how R does. The MC sees disappearances as this hole that gets punched out of her heart, while R has his heart still full and heavy. While reflecting on this, she learns that people are hiding others that can also remember, so the memory police does not take them away. This makes her worried for R and decides to hide him with the help of her friend, the old man. This happens while a story B happens in the book, a novel that the MC writes. The novel is about a girl that takes typing classes. She slowly starts to lose her voice. One day, her typewriter, the only way for her to voice herself, breaks down, and she goes to ask her teacher for help. The teacher then traps her at the top of the clock tower the classes are held in. The side story and the main story reflect each other. The side story being a way for the MC to express her voice about how she is losing parts of her, these important aspects of her, and there is nothing you can do but let it happen. Later in the book, the citizens of the island wake up to discover their left leg has disappeared. A cylinder, right next to their right leg. They wear their right pant sleeve and discover that there is one identical to that one on the left. Perhaps it is for the cylinder on the right side of her body? The disappearance of her body parts continue to happen. The memory police doing nothing about discarding the parts that have disappeared. But they do not seem to be affected by them. Right arm, right leg, left arm, cheek, and so on until all that is left is a voice, weak and feeble, as that slowly disappears. The people that the memory police quote-unquote protects from the objects slowly vanish, while the memory police are malevolent to the disappearances. At the end of the book, R leaves his hiding spot in her home while the MC remains, voiceless and barely able to understand who or what she is now. The MC starts the book not understanding the power of memory, slowly wanting to help keep memories alive, and then disappears herself at the end of the book. Welcome back. This is skipping over the spoiler part, so this is coming back to where it would be. This book does not follow a classic story structure, and that might throw some people off. It seemingly ends never knowing what causes this memory loss. It abruptly ends making you realize the importance of your daily life, the importance of your existence, and how lacking of power the ordinary people are in the grand scheme of things. This book is surreal and eerie in the most Japanese way, and it is beautiful. If you read the book outside of your home, like in a park, take a moment to look around, glimpse the people, the trees, the little things, commit them to memory, because you never know when you might just forget them. Thanks for watching. I've been August, and this is The Worn Spines. The coffee I would recommend with this book is something that is precious to you. Grab your favorite drink. Take note of every little sweet note, bitter note. Breathe the smell of the drink. Fantasize about the color of the drink, how much story comes from the tea leaves or coffee beans or coffee powder. That drink has a story, and so do you. So let the stories meet.